Welcome, and congratulations on being selected to attend your first HFES conference as part of Inclusive HFE Day. I'm Deborah Boehm-Davis, and it's my pleasure to provide you with an overview of how the conference is organized so that you can get the most out of your time at the meeting. To start with, the conference is organized in line with groups that we call technical groups. These are groups of people with a common research interest. For example, those who are interested in applying human factors to healthcare, or to aviation, or perhaps product design. We currently have 24 of these groups, as you can see in this chart. And most of the conference sessions are organized around these groupings. Now, I realize that the names of these groups may not mean all that much to you. So if you go to the HFES website using the URL shown in the title, you will find a listing of all of our technical groups. And clicking on the More arrow to the right will bring up information about that specific technical group. Once you have identified areas that might be of interest to you, you can go to the home page for the meetings program. That can be found at the URL that's shown on this slide. Now you'll see that you can search by day of the week, as well as by the tracks, special symposia, or by the type of session. And I'll talk about those three in a little bit more detail. Let's start with the tracks option, shown here on the left. Here you'll see a listing of the technical groups, and you can select the ones that you are interested in. Once you select a specific track, you can go on and add others. In this instance, I selected Wednesday as the day and the Student Forum, which is a track targeted at students. So you see the relevant session below. As you add other tracks, you'll see that the sessions that match your day of the week for that track will be added to the list. Once you have your list, you can click on the session name, and it will bring up additional information on the content of that session. This will let you identify sessions, or perhaps just specific talks that might be of interest to you. If you're interested in a session, you can then click on the plus sign to the right of the session. Once you do that, the session will be added to the list of flagged sessions, which can be seen by going to the top of the page and clicking on Flagged. That will bring up the list of all sessions you've selected, as you see here for some that I've selected for myself. Now going back to the search function, if you look to the right, you can search on the different types of sessions that we have. These include lecture sessions, where people talk about their research relevant to the technical group or groups that is sponsoring the session. Discussion panels, which are organized around a topic, with presenters providing some provocative thoughts, followed by time for group discussion. We have case studies, where people from industry discuss how they have applied human factors in a specific industry. Special sessions, where the topic doesn't fit neatly into one of the two existing technical areas. Demonstrations, where you have a chance to see a system operating live. Late-breaking results, where people talk about work that is hot off the press. And posters, where people stand by a poster that they have generated, which outlines some work that they have done, and they're there available to chat with you about the work. Now, a few notes. Anyone can attend any session. And you should also know that it's okay to move from session to session. Sometimes you'll find that you're interested in a talk that's at the start of one session and another talk that's at the end of a different session. People recognize that you may not want to sit through every talk in a particular session, so it's okay to leave after a presentation ends to move to a different room and session. You should also know that it's okay to ask questions. Most presenters prefer to finish their talk before taking questions, but anyone is allowed to ask them. Now, in the middle of the search function is a box that allows you to filter the program by special sessions. This year, there are 3 special symposia on offer. The Creating AI That Works for People sessions all take place on Thursday and Friday. ErgoX all takes place on Monday, and I believe it may require a separate registration. The third special symposia is the UX mini conference that takes place primarily on Tuesday and Wednesday, and which is focused on how users interact with technology. So with that, you should now be able to find sessions that look interesting to you prior to arriving at the conference. That said, is attending sessions the best use of your time? Well, perhaps not. The goal of the iHFE program is to acquaint you with the field of human factors ergonomics. And if you aren't familiar with the field already, you may find that some of the talks and panel sessions are a bit difficult to follow. However, I imagine that the demonstrations and poster sessions should be more accessible. And I want to make the case for 2 poster sessions in particular. One is a Poster with Fellows session, where fellows of the society, by which I mean members who've been recognized for their outstanding achievements, present a poster describing anything they feel might be interesting. In general, fellows love to talk about their work, and they will be happy to discuss what's on their poster with the people who come by. The other session follows that one, and it's a session with well over 150 posters. The beauty of both of these sessions is that you can take a quick look at the poster and decide if you want to engage in a conversation with the individual who is presenting it. They can tell you more about their work if you find it interesting. Walking through the poster session will provide you with a very broad overview of the types of work that human factors people engage in. Both of these sessions are on Wednesday afternoon, so if this is your only day at the conference, it's a great way to cap off the day. Beyond that, we encourage you to take advantage of people that you see in the hallways to introduce yourself and ask them about their work. Yes, I know it sounds scary, but if you follow the following script, you should be okay. So here goes. Excuse me, but I'm new to this conference, and I'm wondering if I could have a few minutes of your time. Then introduce yourself. I am Deb Boehm-Davis, and I'm from George Mason University. I'm here as part of the Inclusive HFE Day, and I'm here to learn about the field of human factors. I'm wondering if you could tell me a little bit about yourself, where you work, how you got involved in human factors, and what you work on. That simple template should be more than enough to get a short conversation going. Most people that attend our conference don't bite, and this will let you learn about the field in a more conversational way. I should note that some people will not know about this program as it's relatively new and small. Thus, don't be surprised if they ask you about the program and how you were selected. Of course, you can modify this script to fit your style of speaking, but this template should give you enough confidence to reach out to people that you see in the hallways, which is a great way to learn about our field, especially during the coffee breaks that occur during the conference. Finally, there will be a luncheon on Wednesday, and you will have a chance there to meet some of the people who developed this program, as well as some of the leaders of our society. As you eat, you'll have the chance to meet others who are part of this program and a chance to ask any questions that you have, especially any that you were too embarrassed perhaps to ask someone else about. Those who will be at the luncheon know that you are new to the field, and they're happy to answer any questions you may have. So, with that overview, I hope that you will be able to plan your time for the meeting. Of course, being open to changing your mind once you get there and actually sit in on some sessions. There will be an app available that you can download prior to the meeting that will allow you real-time access to information about the conference, including what room each session will be held in. I'm not sure right now what app they will be using, but once you are registered for the meeting, you should receive information about the app you need to download. And with that, I look forward to meeting you at the conference.